So while I was doing that outside, we have down here a nice 50% water change occurring on this aquarium, now being refilled, starting to drain this tank. And then that time, I want to explain what I just did. So it is October and the seasons are changing and it's time for me to prepare this pond for winter. And that's basically what I was doing. Now first off, I must apologize because I'm sure everybody that requested to see this video wanted to see a how-to, a little bit more detail. But the thing is, once I get working, especially when I have a time limit, because I was also working on doing water changes in the basement, I find it very hard to follow around with the camera. And once again, I do apologize about that. So the pond is not officially winterized because if you look over there, the fish are eating, and as long as they eat, I want my filter to be running to help filter out the water to make sure is able to keep up with the waste that they produce. So I'm not going to officially winterize the pond. I just got some of the hard steps out the way. When I say officialized, that means taking out the pump and everything like that. I'm not going to do that yet. I got this net on top because the leaves will come down pretty soon. So far, they're hanging up there. They're still green. All these giant trees, leaves are still green, which means they're going to stay up there a little bit longer. Usually by now, they're like red and ready to come down. So they're still up there. That gave me enough time to put this up here, and there's not any leaves on the bottom, which is a great thing. Before, when I used to put it up in the past seasons, I already had a bunch of leaves at the bottom of the pond and I had to figure out how to get those up. We put this up nice and early. Well, not even early, the leaves are just late coming down, and that saves us the headache of having to clean out the bottom of leaves down there. I gave all the plants a nice trim and I took them off their little posts. Like you see that rock right there, that one was previously on the rock, but I brought it lower because when this thing starts to freeze up, the roots are safe when they're under the water and that part of the water is not frozen. From the iris, I collected a bunch of these seeds. So maybe I'll work with them next season, see if I could get some iris to grow from this, but I have a pocket full of these iris seeds. This pump was uninstalled. That is the pump for my bog system. That is a great solar pump. I love how efficient it is, and so far this is the second year it's going into hibernation, so that's pretty good. I'm probably going to leave these plants a little bit longer. Same thing with these external plants. Once they actually start to die, then I'll go and give those a trim. We have my bubbles in here. I have 2 air stones in here, and by the time these fish actually start to hibernate, this is going to be the only motion in an aquarium. It's going to keep oxygen in the waters, and it's also going to keep the surface from freezing. We have one over here in the shallow area, one over there in the deep area. And during that time, my pump, my filter, my waterfall will be turned off. Now, because the fish are still eating, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on because as they eat, they are producing waste, and I'm going to want my filter to filter that out. But like I said, once they truly go into hibernation mode, this filter is going to stay off. I just have it off now so you guys can get an idea how it's going to look, how it's going to sound, and just what's to come. So I guess we could call this phase 1 of winterizing a pond. Phase 2 will require me going in there, taking out that pump and turn off the waterfall again, these bubbles running. But we're going with the flow of the weather. Once the fish stop eating, then I'll go ahead and do that. But they're still eating. Today we have temperatures in upper 60s. So yeah, we're just going with the flow of weather. When temperatures do drop, once I do turn up that pump, I'm going to toss in one of these tablets. And basically, I put this in spring and in fall. In fall, it helps speed up the process of decomposing leaves and anything that fall in there. Even though I don't plan on having much leaves because of this net, still all that creeping Jenny will eventually fall into the pond, and this will help speed up the process of it decomposing so that it's not harmful for the fish. So I just toss in one of those. Besides that, I may go ahead and clean out my filtration for the season as that is being packed away. But yeah, that is phase 1. Maybe I'll give you guys a video later on with me working on phase 2. But that's a look at what I do yearly to maintain this pond. Of course, it is different each year because each year we have a different upgrade to the pond. This year we had that huge vine added. We have a new type of filtration. We're on PVC. Last year we was on hose. So every year is pretty different. No year is the same, but this is how we did it this year. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.